hundred yards. Los Angeles, California, what is good? Woo. It is a delight to be here in your lovely city, in your lovely state. Today I went to Santa Monica Pier at one point and I was wearing shorts and a t-shirt on December 1st and I was like, oh, that's why people live here. Oh. I get it. It's been a wild day. You may or may not have seen on Instagram.com/newest Olympian that I did press today for the Percy Jackson TV show. Me and the pod squad are in town. Phoebe and Emily are here somewhere in the crowd from Monsardona. Whoop, whoop. And we got to interview people from the cast and also this young upstart author named Rick Riordan. And it was wild. It was absolutely wild. You will see all of the clips that I post as soon as it comes out, but I don't want to spoil too much of it, but I will just say that the interview started with him complimenting the trans icon Blackjack t-shirt that we just put up. And for my career arc to go from leaving one fandom because the author is so transphobic to interviewing the author of the other book to go, I love trans icon Blackjack, direct quote from Rick Riordan. It's a pretty good 180 that I found myself in. But we've got other things to discuss. We've got to talk about the House of Hades chapters because, oh man, they are... I say spicy a lot, and I don't mean it in the book talk sense, which I've learned is a different word of spicy. I just mean like interesting. But these are literally spicy. They talk about actual spicy things. So in order to have that discussion, though, I got to have a guest because I'm never on this journey alone. So please make some noise for our very special guest this episode. You have heard her on the podcast. You have read her writings or listened to her writings be narrated. Make some noise for Meghan Fitzmartin! Whoop, whoop, whoop. Hello. Thank you for my things.
Hello.
Thank you.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going so well. How are you?
I am great. Things are good. I'm here in LA and it's wonderful and warm and delightful and I'm here for a good reason and I'm going to a cool party tomorrow.
Life couldn't be better. This is the LA dream.
It's great. Yeah. I'm having a great time. I've only been caught in traffic every time I've been in a car today.
The LA dream.
The dream. The absolute dream. But no, things are good. Kelly and the baby are in town now, which is really cool and fun.
The best.
Not in attendance, just slightly past the baby's bedtime, given that it's 8 p.m. here, so 11 p.m. in her body.
A little bit past.
A little tiny bit late. But we are here. We're going to be covering chapters 7 through 9 of the House of Hades. We have had you on the podcast before, but now I get to ask you the repeat guest questions.
Yes.
I think this is just your second time on the show. So
yes, correct.
Which cabin would you be in if you were in Camp Half-Blood?
I love this question. I genuinely don't know. I think probably Athena, but that is just because I'm biased because whenever I was a young lass, I was an Athena girly growing up.
Okay.
When all of us were in our hyperfixation of Greek mythology, the one that I was like, oh, my girl, Athena, she gets it. So that would be who I would like aspirational cabin would be Athena's cabin. I feel
it. That's great. I think it's a good aspirational
but likely cabin. Maybe more like Hermes or something. Just like this loud lady over here. You get to go with this. I'm like, okay.
That would be a good Instagram bio. This loud lady over here.
This loud lady over here.
But it has to be one of those things where someone gets like so famous that they have millions of followers, and then they make their bio something like quirky and short, and I'm like, who are you? I do need the context because this happens for me when I'm.
This is funny. I need more info.
I would also love a second line that says who you are and what you do because I'm on your page because I follow the New York Knicks and there's someone courtside and I go, who are you? And then they have 4.6 million followers. Yeah. And I'm like, who are you? And then
this
your
has not answered my question.
Yeah. The caption is like, no plastic cutlery with my delivery order. And I'm like, cool. Who are you? And then I scroll down and it's like, oh, you're on The Summer I Turned Pretty. I have not seen that and I will never see that. Great. But I'm glad you root for the Knicks. Okay, but
And I'm glad you don't have plastic cutlery in your takeout, I guess.
saving the world. Now, let's talk about these chapters. So this is
the most stressful book that I've ever read.
and I'm sure you've read some stressful books.
I have read stressful books, and this is still the top. I was rereading these chapters because I read these books a while ago, by the way, because I read them when they came out. Not to brag.
I made a career out of not doing that.
A good point. But I read them when they came out, and I was like, you were like, okay, these are the chapters we're reading. And I was like, okay. Oh. Okay. And then I was like, is this the chapter that I remember vividly in my mind all the time? And then I read the chapter and I was like, yeah, it is.
I knew these were going to be intense when, and this has happened multiple times where I'll be on a text thread with Phoebe and Emily, and then they will ask, what chapters are you covering? And then I said this, and Phoebe wrote, ooh.
Yeah.
3 O's, 1 H, all lowercase. And I was like, what happens in these chapters? What happens in these chapters?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Chapter 7, it's an Annabeth chapter where we last left our heroes, which the last time I discussed this was months ago. But the last we heard, Annabeth had a ridiculous plan, and they're in Tartarus, and they've got to figure out how are we going to survive the farthest depths of the underworld. So they have to figure out a plan. Annabeth has a plan. Let's figure out what that plan is, though. It opens with, quote, when they reached the ledge, Annabeth was sure she'd signed their death warrants. And knowing that there's a couple of more books with the two of them in it, I think they're going to be okay.
Also, they're in hell. So, like, they're already dead.
Sure.
Right?
Ooh,
Like,
right?
you know what I mean?
Ooh. Legally, right? Legally?
Right?
They must be.
Right? Like, they're not, but they are.
I think so. So the cliff is going to drop down about 80 feet. It's like an evil Grand Canyon. Have you been to the Grand Canyon?
I have been to the we're so close to the Grand Canyon.
That's true.
here.
I still haven't been. I'm so angry. I learned this recently that the Grand Canyon is closer to Phoenix than it is to Las Vegas. And I've been waiting my whole life to go to, I've also never been to Vegas, but I'm like, something will bring me to Vegas. A bachelor party, a podcast conference, something.
Sure.
Nothing has. And I was like, whenever I go to Vegas, I'll just go to the Grand Canyon. I've been to Phoenix 4 times. Well, I gotta be the Grand Canyon. I want to go so badly. So it's like an evil Grand Canyon. Anyway, so you've been to the actual Grand Canyon. Did this help visually to picture evil Grand Canyon?
No?
I'm going to tell Rick tomorrow.
I mean, I get what he was going for, but I think that, like, evil Grand Canyon is, like, so much darker. I think the fact that just this is Hades is just, like, a completely different, like, there's so much of these books that my brain sort of is like, yeah, I get it. Oh. Do you know what I mean? Like, when you're in hell, a sentence that I love saying, when you're in hell, the visceral imagination is just so intense that, like, it doesn't matter what you give me as a, like, comp, it will be bad. The vibes are bad. And so that, I feel like it doesn't matter if you're like, anyway, it's just like the soda pop of hell. And I'm like, bad!
Soda pop as in the K-pop team. Soda pop?
My little soda pop.
One of my daughter's favorite songs. Because she has taste. Her recent obsession, though, absolute proof. Her favorite song of this week, the Space Jam theme song. She will just go, jam,
so she is
jam,
your daughter.
jam. Oh, 1,000%. Jam, jam. And then we have to play it. It's so good. Yeah. And then sometimes it's really cute. She'll go, whoop, there it is. Oh, adorable.
I do need you to take a video of that for me personally.
Yeah, we need to. We absolutely need to. We try to, like, document all of the, like, cool things before they go away, because sometimes kids will, like, do something and then a week later it's like, you know that cute thing I used to do? Bye. So we got to document them and then not put them on the internet because I care about her.
That's right.
Anyway, Percy Jackson. So, Evil Grand Canyon, Red River of Fire between obsidian cliffs. Now, there is immense heat that is burning Annabeth's face, and she finds that funny given that she was just chilled to the bones from the river Cocytus, and her breathing is more difficult to do. There are cuts on her hands from the glass beach, and they're bleeding even worse. She regrets removing her makeshift cast, which she had before, because each step is painful.
The vibes are bad.
Really bad vibes. Narrator Annabeth says, quote, assuming they could make it down to the fiery river, which she doubted, her plan seemed certifiably insane. Percy then points out a ledge that they could be able to climb down. And despite him sounding hopeful about this wild approach, Annabeth fears that she's leading him to his demise. But she realizes if they stay put, they're going to die due to Tartarus's unhealthy air. So let's just go. Let's just get it going. So Percy begins to descend down this very narrow path. Annabeth is behind. Every step is hurting. Percy asks what the River of Fire is called, and I yelled back, the Phlegathon. Not because I took Latin in high school, but because I played Hades the video game. And in Hades 1, World 2 features Asphodel, and it features the River Phlegathon, which it's top 10, I think, cool Greek words to say. Like, of all the things, Phlegathon, it just sounds really good. When Kelly was talking to me about these chapters and she was mispronouncing Phlegathon, and I was like, Phlegathon. Like, you just sound so cool busting it out.
I also love this particular moment of this scene. One, Percy's so optimistic and he's so like uppity and fun and like, we've got this. And like having him in hell is, it's the vibes are bad. It's so like painful. That was so much about this book was so stressful because of just like Percy in hell is just the saddest puppy to ever be in sad puppy hell. And I also, like, I know I heard you in the back. You were like, these books are spicy, but not in the sexy way. And I did find a lot of this sort of like, let's be in hell and tortured, kind of hot.
Ooh.
There was a lot where I was like, look at these two in hell and tortured, just like being supportive of each other. And I was like, it's kind of hot. I don't want to investigate that myself. Moving on.
I heard a singular, I mean, from the second row. Yeah. Amen.
You get it. Amen. You know.
So, yes, it's the Phlegathon. I knew this. Percy says that the name sounds like a marathon for hawking spitballs. So, like the Phlegm Marathon, Phlegathon. Great work. Great
He's
work.
Doing his best.
This is the joy of Rick Riordan writing these books is he gets to think of like stupid teen humor, but be like, well, it's on character for Percy Jackson. So, gotta put it in. Beautiful, beautiful. Annabeth requests that Percy not make her laugh. Percy explains he's just trying to keep their spirits up, and Annabeth thanks him for allowing her to have a smile on her face while she plummets to her death.
They're so cute.
Super cute.
I love
Super
them
cute.
so much.
Now they eventually reach the bottom. Annabeth stumbles. Percy catches her like a K-drama. Annabeth.
Hot.
The music plays. Annabeth gets a look at his face, and he looks rough. There's boils all over his face. Her vision is blurry. Her throat is in pain, as is her stomach.
Hot.
To each their own. She knows that they gotta hurry. She says, Percy, we gotta reach the river. So they dodge all sorts of dangerous rocks. They make it to the river. Annabeth says that they need to drink, which does sound absurd. Percy goes, drink fire? And Annabeth explains that the river is used to punish the wicked, but some legends call it the river of healing. Percy isn't enamored with the fact that only some say that it is the river of healing. She continues that it's used to keep the wicked in one piece so that they can endure the torments of the fields of punishment. Now, obviously, I got to ask Dr. Moya if this is like the actual mythology thing or if an Uncle Rick thing. Or Emily in the Crowd. Is this a mythology thing or is Rick cooking? Mythology thing. Yeah? Okay, cool.
We'll take it.
He's cooking. He's got hamburger helper.
But it is a cool concept because the idea is that, like, why would these sinners continue to, like, not die? Like, not pass out completely?
Right.
It is a really cool, like, from a mythology. This was always the thing that I liked about Percy Jackson was I was like, oh, yeah. Like, how would that happen?
Yeah.
This is a cool idea.
It's super fun. Annabeth thinks that the river could be like the underworld version of nectar and ambrosia. So Percy asks the million-dollar question, okay, but how do we drink fire? And Annabeth says, like this, and just puts her hands into the Phlegathon. And narrator Annabeth lets us know that she was not sure that this would work, but she figured might as well just take a risk for something that could work as opposed to just dilly-dallying and then dying. Yeah. So the fire isn't painful at first. It actually feels cold, which Annabeth recognizes as her nerves being overloaded. And as someone who was once a teenage boy, yes, this is what happens when you put your hand over fire, obviously. She cups the liquid in her hands and then brings them to her mouth as if she was drinking liquid. And narrator Annabeth says, quote, she expected it to taste like gasoline. It was so much worse. Now, I've never had gasoline. But I can imagine via the smell what it would taste like. Sure. So if it is so, in italics, much worse, that's got to be rough.
It's the next sentence that really made me go, oh, no.
She recalls a time where she ate one in parentheses, ghost pepper, and this feels like drinking a ghost pepper smoothie. She feels the fire in her sinuses, mouth, tears, and pores.
As a lady who does not enjoy a surprise spice, this was my hell. Just the idea, the imagery, like once again, everything about this book and the descriptions of hell are so good because I was like in hell reading it in a really good way, in a way where it's like, you've done a really good job. I would like to not experience this so much.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's such a visceral, like beautiful way of explaining like what the taste is.
Yeah, because I try to test the limits of how much spiciness I can handle. I like to go more than what you would assume by looking at me. When I go to Thai restaurants or a place like that, I ask the waiter, "What do you give white people?" And then they'll say the number, and then I say, "One higher, please." And I've been through experiences where it's like too hot. There was one time where I was on a date with a girl and I was trying to, not like trying to impress her, but I was trying to, it was a 1 to 5 scale of spice. And she ordered a 4. And she was like, "This place is really spicy." And I was like, "All right, I'll do a 2 then." And I took one bite of the 2 and I was like, "Oh no."
Oh no!
But I was like, uh-oh, this is like second date. I was like, uh-oh.
Oh, no.
I got to be cool. So I'm just like eating on pounding water. And then like halfway through the meal, she was like, "Can I try a bite of yours?" And I was like, "Sure." And then she has a bite. She goes, "Oh, that makes sense." And I was like, And she goes, "Mine didn't feel spicy at all. Yours is way too hot. They gave you the 4 and me the 2. And I was like,
oh thank God.
Okay. Thank you so much. I was dying. And then I called the waiter over. I was like, "Can I just get 4 glasses of water so you don't have to keep refilling it?" Yeah. So I've been there where it hurts in my pores and everything.
But the way that it goes from like gasoline to spicy,
Yeah.
that's what I mean by surprise spice. Where you're like, I'm having this bowl of rice, and in this bowl of rice has like 5 chili peppers in it. I'm like, but I wasn't ready for that bowl of rice.
I ordered rice. So Annabeth doubles over in pain. She's retching. She's shaking. Percy grabs her just in time to stop her from her rolling into the river. The pain then passes and the healing begins. So then she tells Percy, "You got to drink." And Percy obviously is like, "Ugh." But he passes out before he can. So then she pours some into his mouth. There's nothing. She tries again, and then it works. He comes to, and then he says, "Ugh, spicy yet disgusting," which I would assume is a flip on slimy yet satisfying from The Lion King. That's what it felt like, which is very good. I like that a lot from Rick, using the Disney Hyperion Disney portion to his strengths.
Excellent.
And Annabeth laughs, and then Percy says that she has saved them, and Annabeth says, "For now, the problem is we're still in Tartarus." Percy goes, "Holy Hera," before explaining that he didn't know what he thought Tartarus would be, but he is shocked that it is an actual place and not just like a black hole. So similar to your kind of bad vibes, he's like, "I just thought this place was so evil. I didn't think it would be like a physical location,
evil
but here we
and
are."
A place.
Annabeth adds that there could be more. This could just be the tip of the iceberg. Great stuff.
Evil iceberg.
Evil iceberg, like the one from Titanic.
Like the one from Titanic.
Just ruining Leo's
vibes.
Yeah, that just shows up there. They look to the top of the crevice and they realize that climbing back up completely out of the question. So they can just either go upstream or downstream. And Annabeth said earlier in this chapter that the river flows from the realm of Hades. So at this point in time, I was like, oh, so they should go upstream, because if they want to go to the house of Hades, they should go to the realm of Hades. But we'll learn. I was wrong. So
good compass work, though.
I was well, it's up. Okay, yeah, sure, yeah. Hades.
You're really
Hades
mapping
direction.
out Hades while you're reading this book.
Yeah. Percy is thinking what I'm thinking. He says to Annabeth, "We'll find a way out. The doors of death." And Annabeth recalls, in case you didn't read book 3 of the series, that Percy instructed Nico to bring the crew to the mortal side of the doors of death before they fell into the pit of Tartarus. Annabeth thinks that this plan somehow sounds more absurd than drinking fire, but Percy insists we have to do it. It's not just for them, but for all of their loved ones. It's the only way that they can stop Gia's army. So, Annabeth.
Is it Gia or
No,
Gaia?
it's not. It's not. It is it's a bit that I've been doing for months.
Oh, okay.
Because
All right.
the audiobook narrator wildly calls Gaia Gia.
Okay.
So
great.
I imagine Gia is a small Italian woman.
Gia.
who runs an
I love her.
Italian restaurant.
Sure.
And is
Yeah.
also trying to take over the world.
Okay,
So yeah,
thank
I
God.
just call her
Okay.
Gia.
I was like panicking for a minute, being like,
Have I said it
wait,
wrong my whole life?
My whole
No.
life has
No,
been
no,
a
no.
lie?
No, it's just a bit, and I will never.
My whole life and Captain Planet? You're telling me now?
Oh, if Captain Planet was wrong, no, that would be crushing. God, I love Captain Planet. What a show! What a
He's a
show!
hero.
The inspiration for the first ever YouTube video I made, when I made YouTube vlogs.
No way.
The first one I made was called "What Happened to Captain Planet," and it was basically 16-year-old Mike Schubert being like, "Where's the show? So good," and it was like 4 minutes of me being like, "It's a great show. Why isn't it around anymore?" And the answer is, good shows get canceled canceled all the time,
That's
Mike.
true.
You sweet summer child.
This is a side note, but I was not allowed to watch Captain Planet because
your parents are oil barons.
I mean, pretty much. My mom was like, "This is too much on the side of the liberals," and I was like, "Okay."
Wait, what?
Yeah, literally. I also wasn't allowed to watch PBS or like Sesame Street, so like, I really came around, guys.
Yeah, you really turned out all right.
I know. I've been through some Tartarus, you know?
Oh my gosh. Wow. Well, anyway, Percy Jackson. So, Annabeth knows that Percy's right, but she can't formulate a plan that would work because the logistics just don't make sense. They can't find the doors. They have no idea how long it will take to reach the doors. Who knows how time works in this realm? So how are they supposed to coordinate with Nico to get to the other side? And then also, they're supposed to face the toughest monsters possible. The hardest baddies are guarding the doors, so they got to deal with that. She decides not to share any of these concerns with Percy because it just won't do any good, but she is thinking all of them. Now instead,
Poor anxious girl.
poor anxious girl. Instead, she just suggests that they hang tight to the river for a source of healing if they need to take some more fire drinks. She starts to mention going downstream, and I was like, wait, huh? Why downstream? And the narrator Annabeth says it happened so fast that Annabeth would have been dead if she'd been on her own. So I was like, ooh, the Furies? That would be my guess of like, who could we run into very quickly in the underworld? Now, Annabeth knows pretty quickly that it is not the Furies, it's Arachne. And I was like, oh, right, she's not dead yet. So she's frozen in fear, but then Percy wields Riptide, just slashes it into an arc, and it slices through the beast. Arachne is vanquished. And I wrote in my notes, that felt anticlimactic, but I guess we don't want to waste time fighting her again. We already fought her in the last book, so we don't need a second fight. Percy asks if Annabeth is okay, and the narrator Annabeth says, quote, Annabeth stared at her boyfriend in amazement. Riptide's... I love... This
was a lot for me.
I love that she said her boyfriend. It made me really happy.
Well, this whole next bit, too, was a lot for me. And I'm just going to say ahead of time, hot.
Yeah, I mean...
Go on.
Stared at her boyfriend in amazement. Riptide's celestial bronze blade glowed even brighter in the gloom of Tartarus. As it passed through the thick, hot air, it made a defiant hiss like a riled snake. Annabeth is still in shock. She's realizing that she would not have survived if Percy was not here. And then narrator Annabeth says, Percy kicked the dust on the rocks, his expression grim and dissatisfied. She died too easily, considering how much torture she put you through. She deserved worse.
Hot.
I mean, yeah.
This is what I mean. Like this chapter, I remember reading it going, this is a lot spicier than I was sort of expecting. And I do mean it in the book talk sense. It's just like, there's something about this, like Percy being so aggressive. Once again, he's such a like happy puppy.
Yeah.
That like him being so angry and like so concerned, and he's ready and he's protecting Annabeth, and like, listen, she doesn't need anybody to protect her because she's got it, but also, isn't it nice? Like, it's so it's so lovely.
Yeah, I mean, Annabeth says she is almost put off. She's shocked by how vengeful and angry he sounds. It's so out of character for him that this doesn't feel right and natural to her.
That's when I knew that like this book was gonna do some damage to me personally. I was like, oh no, Percy's going through something.
Yeah, I did also find it funny that my initial thought was like, well, that was quick, and then Percy was like, it was too quick.
It was too quick for the likes of her.
Annabeth asks Percy how he moved so quickly, and Percy says he's not sure, but they got to protect each other. And now I'm wondering, is this a throwaway line, or is this like something? Is there something here? Is it because he was dipped in the river Styx and now he's back here? Like, is there something about him being in the underworld where he's?
It's
like,
chapter 7. Something's up.
I don't know. It could be.
Going on.
I'll have to see. But I'm earmarking this one as like there could be something afoot here. So he asks Annabeth to continue her thought about going downstream, and she states that the river flows from the upper levels of the underworld, and thus going downstream will bring them deeper into Tartarus. So I wrote, are the doors not in the House of Hades, or is the House of Hades in Tartarus? That feels non-spoilery enough to ask, right? Or should I just keep reading?
Just keep reading.
Just keep reading. Whatever. I'll figure it out later.
You're building a map of
That's
hell.
a problem
You're doing great.
for future Mike Schubert.
That's fine.
So then the book ends the chapter with the following quote. So it leads into more dangerous territory, which is probably where the doors are, Percy finished. Lucky us. So that's the end of chapter 7, which I have retitled Spicy Yet Disgusting. Now with double meaning of spicy, do you have a retitling for chapter 7?
Spicy yet satisfying.
Yay! There we go. Beautiful. we continue on with chapter 8, which is called Annabeth. Now, we'll retitle it, of course, but this one opens with the line, they'd only traveled a few hundred yards when Annabeth heard voices. And I wrote, oh dear, I doubt it's friends.
They're buddies.
Clovis, what are you doing here?
Oh my gosh.
Just taking a nap.
It's still early enough in the book that I feel like it could be not a bad person yet.
Maybe.
You know?
In Tartarus, there's a
It's
point.
not a high chance. Don't get me wrong.
Our old pal, whoever, who's just still stuck in Tartarus.
I'm so sorry, man.
It's Robin Williams from Jumanji. Hey! I got sucked into a board game and I'm here. Let's get
Can
at
you
it.
help me out? Anyway.
Annabeth is stumbling along. She's still trying to formulate a plan, but she finds it hard with her stomach wailing for food and her throat begging for drink. The river just sustains you enough to take more punishment. It doesn't satisfy you more. Annabeth then hears female voices arguing, and I was like, the Furies? Because I keep guessing them.
You're
Again,
so
not
ready
them.
for the Furies.
I don't know. It just feel like they hang out in Tartarus. That seems like their vibe. So she yells for Percy to duck, and then they hide behind a boulder near the river, and the voices grow louder. Annabeth notes that the voices sound vaguely human, but she figures that anything down here is their enemy. And I was like, she's on with my thinking, and nothing here's going to be good. She is shocked that these beasts have not clocked them already. Narrator Annabeth says monsters could smell demigods, especially powerful ones, like Percy, son of Poseidon, in case you skip the first eight books.
I did really appreciate this reminder, this like really quick reminder of like, hey guys, they do smell to people. Like, oh, right. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. And it was one of those things, because I was reading this chapter earlier today with Kelly, and she pointed this out, like, why are they calling him a son of Poseidon?
Son of Poseidon.
And I was like, well, I guess they probably haven't said it in this book yet. So like they haven't said it, so you gotta get it in.
Yeah.
Just in case.
You do have to just like slightly sprinkle some of the like backstory. Just like, hey guys, remember? Everybody on board.
I think they probably said it earlier when it was the icy cold river, the Cocytus. I think they had to have said something about Poseidon controlling water, but
maybe
this water's
she's
too
trying
evil.
to remember. Maybe she's reminding herself.
Oh, right. His dad's Poseidon.
Poseidon. That's right.
The horse one, the earthquake one, the water one. Yeah. Poseidon. Right. So, I mean, look, you got to do it. Every time I say it would be wild if this is someone's first book, I always get an email where someone's like, my grandma got a cool book at the book fair and just gave me this and didn't know it was book 9. So the monsters get closer, but it doesn't seem like they smell them because their footsteps keep the same cadence. There's even like a specific way they wrote it, like the ka-chunk of their feet didn't change.
As a person who writes audio sometimes, I was very much like, I feel this.
Yeah,
it's always good to try and find a sound.
Vibing out onomatopoeia.
Yeah. Ka-chunk. Yes.
So one of these beasts asks soon in a raspy voice. Sorry, so they ask soon in a raspy voice. Another then goes, oh my gods, in a voice like an upset teen at the mall. And immediately I wrote on my notes, it's Kelly and Tammy. Like, who else could it be? So Annabeth thinks, these voices sound familiar. And I was like, it's definitely Kelly and Tammy. And then the voice continues, you guys are totally annoying. I told you, it's like 3 days from here. So Percy then grabs Annabeth's wrists, showing that he also recognizes this voice. And Annabeth thinks that there are about 6 of these beasts here, and they all begin growling and grumbling. They still don't notice Percy and Annabeth, and that makes Annabeth really wonder if the smells of demigods in Tartarus are just not a thing. Are there just so many more intense smells going on that they don't smell them? Does it work differently down here? Something is going on.
I'm glad we don't get too into all of the smells of hell.
Yeah.
That's good for us, I think. That's nice.
It's probably
That's
good.
a gift.
Yes, it works out quite well. And I'm sure it also just like makes things easier for Rick, where he can just kind of be like, yeah. Like, they just don't smell as much of Tartarus.
Don't worry about it.
Again, not to tease too much of my Uncle Rick interview, but the first question I asked him, being a very serious, distinguished member of the press, the first question I asked him was, so when Percy changes pants, how does Riptide know what pocket, like how does Riptide know new pocket
Asking
to
the
return
hard-hitting
to?
questions.
I felt very good because Rick goes, that's a very good question. I've never gotten this question before. I'll have to think about it. And it's also very hard to ask me a question I've never gotten before. And I was like, yes.
Well done.
But he gave no need to apply. He did give a bit of an answer, and he goes, and then also I can just kind of go, meh. magic. And I was like, yeah, dude, it's a great fallback.
It's your world. You can do that.
It's so good.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, the smell, it's not working. Do we have to get into why? Nope. We're wondering. We're all trying to figure it out. We don't know.
Is it useful to the story? No.
Nope. Move on. So then there is an older voice that questions if this younger Maul voice, which is how narrator Annabeth keeps referring to this clearly Kelly with an eye beast. The older one is wondering, does this younger one actually know the way? And then we get this quote from the Maul girl. Oh, shut your fang hole, Serethany. When's the last time you escaped to the mortal world? I was there a couple of years ago. I know the way. Besides, I understand what we're facing up there. You don't have a clue.
Get it, girl.
I also I'm sure Serethany has some sort of mythological reason for her to be there, but the fact that it kind of sounds like calling someone Stephanie, it's a really good, as I've said many times on the podcast, a 3-syllable name is just really good to hit with like an anguished tone. Like my go-to when I do improv scenes, apologies to all the Rebeccas out there, but Rebecca just hits real hard and Stephanie's good too. Stephanie! Just the, you can really,
You get to have the at the end of it, which is really nice.
That's good.
It's really crucial.
Stephanie. That's really for Maul person.
Apologies to the Stephanies here. I'm so sorry.
Anything ending in an E to be able to it's really good. It's really good.
I also deeply love Fanghole. It is something I'm
shut
considering.
Your fanghole.
Shut your fanghole.
Fanghole. It's really
something I'm
good.
considering to adopt. I think.
Shut your fanghole.
In our daily lives, I think we should just consider it.
Shut your fanghole.
Shut your fanghole.
I worry that some people would be like, my what?
That's the point. That would be why I do it.
So then there's a fourth voice that yells that Gia did not make her the boss. There's some more grumbling, and then Serethany yells, enough, and then says that they will follow Maul voice for now, but they are becoming skeptical about this, quote, summons of Gia. And I was like, the summons of Gia. Ooh. So Maul girl says that she is not a liar, and she says that she has good reason to enter this fray. She wants revenge on that tasty morsel, Percy Jackson. Annabeth wants to slash at her with a knife. And I was like, get it, girl. So I thought you were going to say one of the two.
One of the two.
But sadly or fortunately, Annabeth doesn't have her dagger to go slashing with. But then the Maul girl goes, believe me, Gia has called us and we're going to have so much fun. Before this war is over, mortals and demigods will tremble at the sound of my name. Kelly! And I was like, yeah.
That's peak comedy, Uncle Rick.
It's really good.
It's
really fun. And that's one of those things where like it shows he is a former teacher to just like nail clicks, tropes, certain ways
100%.
that people talk. Like, it's really good stuff. Really, really good stuff. So then Annabeth mouths to Percy, Empusai, vampires, and then Percy nods. And then narrator Annabeth gives a brief recap of Kelly with an Eye in case you didn't read the fourth book in the first series. And I forgot that Annabeth stabbed her in the back in Daedalus's workshop. That was part of the recap. I forgot that she came back pretty quickly and then she had to fight her off. And I was like, oh. And Annabeth points out what I was thinking when she said that. She's back in Tartarus because of Annabeth.
Yep,
so we can get, she's already mad at Percy for the first confrontation, mad at Annabeth for the second confrontation, the two of them being together. Ooh.
Tension's high.
Tension is high. So the creatures then head off away from them, which is good, making things a little more chill. Annabeth sneaks a peek and does see this is who she thought it was. It's the Empusai. And then Annabeth says to us, the readers, the narrator, that she hates them more than most of the monsters that she has faced. They are powerful mist manipulators. They are charm speakers. They have the go-to move of making dudes fall in love with them and then being evil. So she is very upset. She continues on with why she hates them because specifically Kelly with an Eye. Quote, Kelly with an Eye had almost killed Percy. Sorry, it doesn't say Kelly with an Eye. Kelly had almost killed Percy, but I have to defend my wife, Kelly with a Y. I got it.
You have a stake in this game. You have to be like, no, excuse me.
Different Kelly. Kelly with an Eye had almost killed Percy. She had manipulated Annabeth's oldest friend, Luke, urging him to commit darker and darker deeds in the name of Kronos. And I forgot about that part.
That part I remembered. That part I was like,
what was that? Because I completely forgot about that.
Well, it was just that like Luke was swayed. Like it was just a continuation of like the swaying Luke to the dark side. Different Luke. But you know what I mean.
Different Luke, different dark
Luke,
side.
different dark side, but like same vibes. But yeah, that part I remember only vaguely because like they were talking about this, and I really appreciated the backstory because it's been a while since I've read those books, and so I was like, oh yeah, okay. But the Luke bit, I was like, oh yeah, there was somebody that was like evil demon whispering in his ear, and I was like, oh yeah,
yeah, good to have her back. Like of all of the henchman-ish type people to return, her coming back gonna be really fun.
Love a Kelly with an eye.
Yeah, I mean, as a villain, of course.
As a villain.
I love a Kelly with a Y as a wife. One specific Kelly with a Y. When I say I mean one in particular I'm thinking of. But just mentions this Luke thing, urging him to commit darker and darker deeds in the name of Kronos. Annabeth really wished she still had her dagger. And then Percy rises and he says, they're heading for the doors of death. You know what that means? And then narrator Annabeth says that she didn't want to think about it, but sadly, this squad of, quote, flesh-eating horror show women might be the closest thing to good luck they were going to get in Tartarus. Yeah, she said, we need to follow them. Ooh. Yeah. And that's the end of chapter 8, which I have titled B, Sneaky, B-E, Sneaky. Because the cheerleaders are back. They're back.
Yeah. What I really enjoyed in revisiting this is the reminder of just like how hell makes Annabeth and Percy a little bit more on edge and a little bit more like I was like, oh, we don't. I just remember not getting to see that really until this book and seeing this like sort of the edgy version of Annabeth and Percy and being like, oh,
it's fun.
Into it.
It's a new side of them. I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming it will take most of the book. So for them to continue on in Tartarus in this unfamiliar territory in so many ways in terms of like what we're seeing, who they're facing, how they're acting, what they're dealing with, it's going to be really fun. A really fun ride.
That's right. It's going
to be good. We'll have to see. Okay. We'll do a little bit of chapter 9 before we break for intermission. But chapter 9 is called Leo. And I was like, okay, fine. Like, I would love to keep knowing what's going on, but I understand that this is going to work. I am intrigued to see what's going on.
Sure.
All right. And we haven't had Leo narrating in quite some time, so let's have it. So it opens with, quote, Leo spent the night wrestling with a 40-foot tall Athena. And it's because he's dealing with the statue, trying to figure out how to get it to work.
Side note, Uncle Rick is so good at like first sentences to chapters. It is really astounding. I think he's good at like final sentences, which I think a lot of our authors are. But like the first sentences of every chapter, even revisiting this for this, I was like, oh man, yeah, it did get me so hyped to read the next chapter, that first line, because they all hit. They're all such bangers.
Yeah, they're really good. I mean, that's why I always directly quote them in my notes here, because they're always super fun. And as I've said, I feel like with Heroes of Olympus, he exchanged chapter titles that make you go, what? For opening lines that make you go, what?
Yeah, 100%.
I'm intrigued to see what they do for Trials of Apollo. Will there be cool illustrations? Like, what's going to be
How are you upping the
to
game?
Suck you in? Yeah, is it going to be more of this? Is it going to be different? I don't know. I'll figure it out later in months when I get to those books. Eventually, I'll get there. We'll get there. It'll be fine. So Leo wants to figure out how this statue works. He's been trying a bunch of things, and it's just not working. But he is sure that it had, quote, primo powers. He knows that he should be sleeping, but he wants to figure it out. This is very me-coded. There's a couple of things that happen in this chapter where I felt very seen. A lot of Leo things. And there's definitely a lot of things where like, Mike should be sleeping, but he wanted to edit together this one thing. Right? Like, he wanted to finish this one last thing before going to bed. Never mind that it'll take 3 hours. He wanted to finish it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, I think
this is when I like Leo a lot. But especially this book was when I started to like really warm to Leo of being like, you're just doing your best. And like, you're always doing your best, Leo, and I support you in this. But this book especially, I'm like, everyone's going through it. Every chapter, everyone's going through it.
That could be the subtitle for Heroes of Olympus, especially starting book 3. Like, the Heroes of Olympus, everyone's going through it.
Yeah.
But yes, I agree. Like when Leo was first introduced, people were like, oh, I think Mike's going to really like Leo. And at first I thought it was people suggesting that because of the jokes and stuff. I was like, the jokes are fine, but they're not like, I don't think as much like my brand of humor as Percy's humor is.
Right.
But the more we get Leo narrating and the more we get like complex emotions Leo, I'm all in.
Complex emotions Leo is really where it's at. It's really where I was like, oh, I'm locked in on you. I get you, kid.
Yeah. I really enjoy 100%. It. So trying to figure out this statue, which takes up most of the lower deck of the ship. And he's done research on the statue. He knows that it's made from a hollow wooden frame and it's covered in ivory and gold. And Leo figures that magic has kept it in such good condition over these thousands of years.
Leo may be where I first understood the phrase hyperfixation.
Oh, yeah.
I think that might have been Leo that taught that to me.
Narrator Leo then says, Annabeth had said, well, he tried not to think about Annabeth. He still felt guilty about her and Percy falling into Tartarus. Leo knew it was his fault. He should have got everyone safely on board the Argo 2 before he started securing the statue. He should have realized the cavern floor was unstable. And I was like, don't blame yourself, Leo. This is not your fault. And thankfully, the next line is Leo basically saying that he knows moping around won't get them back. He needs to focus on problems that he actually can fix. And I love this. This is, again, something that I try to do where it's like, you know, I can get all anxious about things that I don't control, or I can take action for things that I can control. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's focus on that. So I appreciate Leo knowing that that's what he should be doing. It's good
Absolutely.
stuff. Now, Leo recalls Annabeth said that the statue is the key to defeating Gia. It can heal the rift between the Greek and the Roman demigods, and he thinks that it's got to be more than just symbolism. Quote, maybe Athena's eyes shot lasers, or the snake behind her shield could spit poison, or maybe the smaller figure of Nike came to life and busted out some ninja moves.
I appreciate Leo's imagination. I think that was what really sold me on Leo as a character. It was like, yeah, kid, sure. That Nike's movable. Sure, all right. Lasers. Cool. Go.
The best is after this wild description, narrator Leo's like, well, that's how I would have done it. He thinks about, I would have designed it differently with all these cool things and stuff. And I was like, yeah, Leo, who has like television stairs in the Argo 2. Yeah, sure. So he then gets frustrated because he can feel that this statue is radiating power, but it only seems like it looks impressive. He can't figure out what it does, what it's supposed to do. He feels the ship then taking evasive maneuvers, and he has to fight the urge to run up and go control the helm. But Jason and Piper and Frank are on duty with Hazel, and he knows that he must trust them. And also, Hazel is insistent on taking the wheel to find the secret passage that the, quote, magic goddess had told her about. So all the Hecate stuff telling how they're supposed to sneak through. Leo does not trust Hecate, but he does trust Hazel, and he hopes that she is right. And he just doesn't trust magic in general. That's what's also contributing to this struggle with the statue. He wishes that it made sense like a machine. And this is also me. This is my biggest frustration when I would read certain fantasy series that like didn't have as strict rules on the magic. I would just be like, I want it to, like, my physics mechanical engineering brain was like, but I need the laws of thermodynamics and kinematics. Like, I need how does this work?
How does this work? I need this is where Leo and I differ.
Okay.
I grew up very religious. So I was like, just go with it, man. It's fine. Just go with it. And that is not helpful.
See, but on the flip side, as someone who like also grew up religious and went to, you know, Catholic school and everything, it's funny because I still like, but the rules say this. I still gravitate to the rules. Like, Jesus said this, but like, no, you can't do that. You got to do this. So I like that we have different views on the same
We have different
thing.
views on the same thing. And it was very, like, I very much was like, yeah, but this person said this and then this person said this. I don't know. It's all vibes. I'm gonna roll with the vibes.
Yeah. It's and then there's we can't get into that.
We can't get into that. But Leo specifically, like, I don't understand magic and I won't. I was like, just go. Just like lean back and let it be, which is not Leo's character.
As Uncle Rick said to me today, it's magic. It's just magic.
Hand
wave magic.
Yep.
Yeah, for anyone listening to the podcast after, every time I do I do a hand wave. Rick did a great hand wave.
Fun TV fact for you. Anytime we were working on like a world building thing and like it's like a not important like story beat or something like that, it's very much a like, we'll just hand wave it away. So that like legitimately is a term that I use quite often of like, is this important? No, hand wave.
Great. I love it.
No.
We need more hand waving.
No more hand waving.
So Leo finally gets too exhausted to stay awake and just curls up and sleeps where he is. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's also me. Where I like, the bed is right there, but you know what is right below my butt? The couch. Ooh. Let me just sleep here. So I then wrote in my notes, dreams. And then narrator Leo, right after this, says he closed his eyes and slept. Unfortunately, that meant dreams. And that is where we will break for intermission. Ooh, suspense. So, see you all soon.
Hello and welcome to the House of Headlines Auxiliary Shubio Edition. Look at that. Double Auxiliary Shubio Edition. He is clearly not on tour anymore. My goodness gracious, what it is like to be home. We are unpacked. It is lovely. We don't have to be looking up stuff all of the time and living out of suitcases. You know what's great? Hangers. Oh, and closets that you aren't afraid you're going to leave stuff in. Oh, delightful. But I have some updates for the show and the podcast, and those are the same thing. But the Patreon and touring and other stuff, so let's get into it. As far as podcast stuff, we will be continuing our coverage of the House of 80s just as normal, but I do have 2 interviews recorded so far with Percy Jackson TV show people, working on editing those, working on editing a video version of that with my intern Jackson, and I will be posting those whenever they're ready. I don't know exactly what day it's going to be. I don't know how long it's going to take. Things have settled a little bit on my schedule, so I can get cracking on getting those edits together, but if you want to make sure you don't miss it, just subscribe to the Newest Olympian on whatever podcasting app you're using, not just something that you check in on Mondays, but if you actually hit the subscribe button or the follow button or whatever it is, then you'll get the notification of whenever that drops, because then when it's ready. And you can also follow at Newest Olympian on Instagram, because I'll post about those when they are ready as well. So excited about that. I'm also in talks with scheduling another one with another actor, so I'm excited to kind of sprinkle those throughout the year as we have our break between seasons 2 and season 3, and hopefully I'll be invited back to do more season 3 coverage, but I have not heard anything yet, so we'll just have to see. But I'm going to try to do as many interviews as I can and get them out to you all as soon as I can, as quickly as I can. Now, I also have things coming down the road in terms of live shows. We are less than a month away from the next one. It is in Vienna, Virginia. I'm going to be joined by Johnny Frolickstein. Super excited about that show. It's at Jam and Java, where we've done the past couple of shows, and it's always a blast to do a show there. So you can get tickets to that show at thenewestolympian.com/live. That's also where you can get tickets to our other upcoming shows. If you want to know what chapters we're covering, I will make an official post about it soon, but I'm almost 100% positive that we will be covering chapters 27 and 28 at that Vienna show, and then we'll be going on beyond that, because in April, got a whole bunch of shows going to be in Berkeley, Denver, Atlanta, Charlotte, and Raleigh. I have gotten confirmation from the Atlanta venue that I can live stream the Atlanta show, so the next step is now to try and find a streaming service. So hopefully I'll be able to get that Atlanta show streamed, because I'm going to be covering chapters 35 through 36 at that show, and those chapters I have heard are important. So hopefully I can get that, and we'll do the stream and the 7-day replay and then put it up on the Patreon shop. We'll do the whole normal stream thing that we do. Patrons will get 20% off tickets. We'll do the whole regular kit and caboodle that we normally do. Now, speaking of the Patreon, I want to give a shout out to the folks who've joined the Patreon most recently. Shout out to our newest demigod tier patrons, Riley is Blue, Candy Kane, Bird Hudson, and Matthew. Now, this is the 3rd time that I have tried to say their name, and I keep messing it up. And this saga is going to keep going, because I have had direct contact with Matthew, I think, and they said that their name is Dutch, but it's said kind of the French way, and the internet doesn't want to give me a straight answer. So we'll see how this goes. Stay tuned for the next saga of did I say Matthew's name right this time? Find out next week on The Newest Olympian. But thank you all so much for your support. May Hecate bless you that if you're driving through mist, that you can see it. Because sometimes driving through mist and fog can be really tricky, and hopefully she helps you out if you are traveling through mist. One note about this episode: for episodes of The Newest Olympian where they are recorded at home, not in a live show setting, I give the guests the opportunity to plug whatever they've got going on. And in live shows, it just doesn't necessarily always fit into the flow of the show, but I wanted to make sure that people knew what Meghan's got going on right now, because I think you all would be very interested. She is a comic book creator. She has a new series out called Mary Sue, which is about someone whose fanfic Mary Sue comes to life. I have the first edition, and I believe all 5 in the first season series set. I'm not a big comic book guy, so I don't know like what the breakdowns are called, but I think the first 5 issues are out, and you can get them at your local comic book stores. Meghan brought some to the Los Angeles show. I believe she hyped it up before we cut to intermission, and we should have that audio, so if we do, I'll put it here.
Also at the merch table, you can get Meghan's comic books. You want to hype up your comic books?
I can, yeah, absolutely. So I have a new comic book out called Mary Sue. It's about a teenager who writes fan fiction for her favorite TV show, and her Mary Sue comes to life, and chaos ensues. It's very much a love letter to fandom. I've got 2 covers for it. One is the regular cover by my artist Lisa Sturl, who it's beautiful, it's wonderful, it almost looks like a painting. I'm obsessed with it. But also, We have variant covers, which every variant we're doing for every issue, a different type of fandom, a different type of sort of homage with characters from the story. And our first issue fandom is Twilight. So we have a Twilight send-up cover.
Collective gasp from the room. I love it.
I love your audience.
They're great. A bunch of good
get
eggs. I will say that it's so fun to be back at this venue because this is a story that I've told like so many times across all the different venues because much like the folks in this room, general TNO listeners, very nice people. But the best was when we were cleaning up the last time we did the show here, Nicole, who runs the place, was like, your audience is so nice. They threw out their trash before leaving? Because this is normally like a stand-up comedy place. And they're like, that's never happened before? And I was like, yeah, my nerds. Like, yeah, we're polite and respectful. Like,
That's right. That's
so
right.
good.
But yeah, go check out Mary Sue wherever you get your comic books. Now, if you're all caught up on the newest Olympian and you're looking for some new content to consume, you are in luck because I have content that is out there and it's all fun, good, great stuff. And you should check all of it out. One of the things that you should check out is something that I referenced multiple times in a previous episode. That's 20 to Midnight. It is a D&D stream, 5e, that I do with some other podcasters. We just did our epilogue episode, which is very cool. It was live streamed on Twitch. The replay is up on YouTube and it was very fun. This arc that we did took years. It was very fun. It was over the course of like 53 episodes. Really good group of podcasters doing this with me. Beth Ayer, who was on the episode, is one of the players. We're alongside Emma Sharko in a game that is designed and run by Gabriele Urbina. And it's really fun. You can check out all of the replays of it on the YouTube account. So just search for 22 Midnight, 20TO Midnight. And it's a real fun time. I would say check it out. I don't know what is in store for us in the future. We got to have a meeting about what we're doing, but the full first arc is fully complete. So you can check that out and get the full story in its entirety. So yeah, it's been fun and I hope you enjoy it. Now, unless you're listening on Patreon where you get access to ad-free episodes, you're going to hear words from a few sponsors, make it feasible for me to be a full-time podcaster. Some of those ads will be read by me and others of them won't be. The ones that aren't read by me are inserted locally. So if you live in South Africa, don't be surprised if you hear an ad in Afrikaans, English, Xhosa, Zulu, Southern Sotho, Venda, Tswana, Northern Sotho, Songa, Swati, or Ndebele, Ndebele. I have not seen this word before. I'm so sorry. Those apparently are all official languages of South Africa. So that's a possibility. You could hear ads in any of these languages, perhaps. I'm not sure. That's what the internet's telling me. But once those ads are complete, we'll get back into this episode of the New Olympian. Hope you all had a good intermission. I missed you all so dearly. We've got more stuff to discuss. So let's discuss the stuff. We were... Stuff. We last left off, Leo was sleeping, which that means dreams.
That means good things, guys.
Good things for people who like stories.
Only good things for Leo and sleep.
Leo is surrounded in a world of marshmallows. Yeah. So he's running through the workshop that his mom died in. Vibes to me.
A good time. These books are good vibes.
First sentence of Dream. It's bad. He is being chased. He's not sure by what, but it's gaining on him. Even better. He's stumbling over equipment along the way. He sees the exit, but then there is a figure in front of him. Quote, a woman in robes of dry, swirling earth. And I was like, I bet I know who this is. Her face covered in a veil of dust. It's Gia, and she asks him where he's going. She tells him to stay and meet her favorite son. And I was like, it's this book's giant. Okay, let's see who it is. Will he be as sassy as the other ones? I sure hope so. Leo runs left. Gia's laugh follows him, and then Gia says, "And I've been working on my Eartha Kitt voice because that's how I've decided. Eartha Kitt. It's right there. I've been practicing.
Okay, I didn't even think about that.
I didn't
this
either.
Is how bad.
I didn't either until like a while after I decided this, and I think someone in the comments was like, "Well, Eartha Kitt, yeah," and I was like. It gets even better.
You were dad joking so hard you didn't even realize it.
No, it just flows through me, my power. So Gia goes, the night your mother died, I warned you. I said the fates would not allow me to kill you then, but now you have chosen your path. Your death is near, Leo Valdez. Is it good? I don't.
The poison. The poison for Leo. Leo's poison.
Cusco's poison. The poison for Cusco. Yeah. The way that I've been practicing is I love to read the book The Day the Crayons Quit to my daughter.
Yeah.
And as you should read this book, you have to do a different voice for every crayon.
Yeah,
like legally you have to. My father-in-law read it to our nephew and he did the same voice for every crayon. I was like, Doug, what are you doing? There's so many different crayons. What
There's
are
a
you
contract at the
doing?
beginning of the book that you sign about doing different voices.
The vessels, I was talking to my buddy Sal, who we did improv together for years and years about this. He also is a kid about our daughter's age. And I was beginning to tell the story. I was like, I do a voice for a different voice for every crayon. And he was like, you have to. You obviously have to. So I was telling Kylie, I was like, I should just make one of the crayons Eartha Kitt. I was like, but which one? And she was like, the purple one.
Yes.
And I was like, If you're doing Yzma, it's got to be the purple
That one I knew. I knew.
So Leo runs into his mom's old workstation. He begins to cry, and whoever is chasing him is now in his path. And the description of it is as follows: a colossal being wrapped in shadows, its shape vaguely humanoid, its head almost scraping the ceiling 20 feet above. 20 feet, that's 2 basketball rims. That's tall. Really tall.
Thank you for that.
I will say this time and time again, when anytime something is in multiples of 10 feet, I'm converting that to basketball rims. Can LeBron dunk on this? So Leo then makes his hand spark to flames. He blasts this beast, but his darkness just eats it. Not great. Leo then reaches in for his tool belt, but the pockets are sewn shut. And of all the scary things, I think that was like the scariest.
Yeah.
Like his thing of comfort being completely closed off to him. Oh, I didn't like that.
But once again, this book continues to be like the scariest, spookiest vibes of just like, how can we destroy everyone? And I love that.
So he then tries to speak, but he can't make a sound. This is me in any dream I've ever been in, ever, where speaking would be to my advantage. And then the book continues on, where Gia then goes, my son will not allow any fires tonight. And it says that Gia said this from the depths of the warehouse. He is the void that consumes all magic, the cold that consumes all fire, the silence that consumes all speech. And I was like, oh my God, who is this guy?
Yeah.
Who
Madam,
is
just
he?
say his name.
Yeah. No, we have to wait till the end of the chapter. Come on. Leo runs under the giant's hands and he bursts out the nearest door. And suddenly he is in the hallway from Severance. No, so he's suddenly at Camp Half-Blood, but it's in ruins. Yeah. The cabins are husks. The fields are burnt. The pavilion is just a bunch of rubble. The big house is on fire and it looks like demon eyes out the windows. And I was like, that feels like that would be a Goosebumps cover for sure.
It would be a Goosebumps cover, but I was having this thought of like, would this have as much emotional resonance for Leo as it does for us?
Oh, with
Do you
Big
know what I
House?
mean?
Oh, yeah. He knew the Big House for what? 2 summers?
Yeah.
I guess maybe, but
Maybe.
it's certainly more towards the readers.
It definitely was one of those moments where I was like, oh, I feel devastated. But
Right.
it was an interesting sort of like,
Yeah.
we're co-sharing this dream. We're
It's- yeah.
co-dreaming.
It's like us, if the reader goes, oh no, the Big House. And Leo's probably like, oh no, the Big House.
Yeah, exactly.
Us, it's caps lock. Him is maybe capital O, but
Oh,
not the rest.
no.
Oh, no. So Leo is running because he figures that the giant is still behind him. He weaves around bodies of Greek and Roman demigods on the ground. He wants to check if they're alive, but he knows he does not have the time to do so. He then sees some living Romans in the volleyball pit, so he runs toward them. And I was like, okay, cool, living people. But it's Octavian. And I was like, no.
Not that living person.
Give me anybody else except for this loser.
No, thank you.
Get lost, dweeb. The book goes. Octavian turned to face him, but he seemed to be in a trance. His features were slack, his eyes closed. When he spoke, it was in Gia's voice. This cannot be prevented. The Romans move east from New York. They advance on your camp, and nothing can slow them down. And then the book continues. Leo was tempted to punch Octavian in the face. Instead, he kept running. And I was like, are you sure?
But what
are
if?
you just a quick one? Like on the move?
Counter argument.
Like, just
What
a real,
if?
Get it? Yeah. So
Also, fun fact about me, I am scared of zombies. And this I would have been out. I would have been like, you know what? This is a fun time. I'm out of this dream. I'll do anything. Fling myself.
are you scared of them in the sense like that you think it could be real? And like,
Yes.
Okay. Nah.
It could be real. And also, body movement horror sucks. Like, it's not body horror. Fine. Do whatever with your head. But like, when someone is like slow walking and dragging.
Oh,
and,
so
like,
It
they're
Follows like really got you?
really bad.
Yeah.
Swans also fall into this category. Swans suck. Do you know what also sucks? Snakes. Snakes, swans, zombies. I'm out.
Out on all of them. Did Weapons really mess you up with the kids running?
I
with the...
did not watch that movie for those reasons.
You saw the poster and you were like, absolutely
I'm
not.
out. I saw the children with their arms and I went, no, thank you. That's not a movie for Meghan.
Oh, I forgot to intro you as I wanted to add in your list of accolades that you spell Meghan what I would say the correct way, which is the way that my sister spells it with a GH. Apologies to all the Megans out there, but
no
I have
apologies
to.
from me. You're spelling it wrong. The GH or nothing. Even though the GH is actually like American Irish, it's not like real Irish, but whatever, it's still correct because that's the way I do it.
I like it.
Hey, this is Mike from the future here with a little update. So when this episode was recorded, it was before I went to Australia and New Zealand. And in both Australia and New Zealand, I met women named Meghan. They spell it Megan, and they say their name Megan. This was always a joke that my sister would say that, oh, Megans, because in America, Megan, M-E-G-A-N, I think is the most common spelling. She's like, they should be Megan. Well, in Australia and New Zealand, apparently they are. So this joke here where I said, sorry to all the Megans out there, I didn't mean the Megans. I meant the Megans as a joke. Not the Megans who were really Megan. Whew, mind-blowing stuff. Anyway, back to the podcast.
Leo, tempted to punch Octavia, does not punch him, keeps running. He climbs Half-Blood Hill, and the giant pine tree, Thalia's tree, splintered by lightning. And I was like, ooh, kind of fitting because of Zeus? Anyway, we move on. The tree
Love it, love the imagery.
Destroyed. Narrator Leo says, quote, he faltered to a stop. The back of the hill was shorn away. Beyond it, the entire world was gone. Leo saw nothing but clouds far below, a rolling silver carpet under the dark sky. And then Leo hears a voice go, well, but it's not Gia's voice. There's a woman coming out of the pine tree. It's not Gia. It looks more like a living version of the Athena Parthenos. And I was like, okay, what's going on here? It's got the same golden robes, the ivory arms, and when she rises, Leo almost stumbles off the edge of the world.
Yep.
He notes that her face was, very regal, high cheekbones, large dark eyes, and she's got the classic fancy Greek hair. And then she sneers, the tinkerer god's child, you are no threat, but I suppose my vengeance must start somewhere. Make your choice. And at this point, I was like, who is she?
This chapter definitely made me feel like I was on something. Like, I was following it and I love it, but I was very much like, he's so good at writing, just full stop. But he's so good at writing and like making you feel like you are a part of it in a way that like really taps into, I don't know, your amygdala or something. I just was like, that I felt like I was in that dreamy sort of subspace where I was like, no, what is happening?
Yeah, it's something that's really good and sometimes to the detriment of like what I want to see because he'll describe a really gross monster with snakes for butt and stuff. And I'm like, oh no, I can see it so clearly.
See it so well.
He's described this so vividly. Damn it, Rick.
I also think part of this is that I'm slightly jet lagged. So I don't recommend this chapter if you're jet lagged, I think is what I'm saying.
Leo tries to speak, but he's just so scared that he can't. He's got this, what he calls hate queen, and the giant chasing him. He has no idea what he's going to do.
That's another good Instagram bio.
Hate queen? Yeah, it's really good. Or a good, like, if you can get the handle at hate queen.
Hate queen? Oh.
Even if you have to do like H8 queen, that'd be good.
It's still fine.
It's really good. So this woman says that he will be here soon, calling him her dark friend, and that dark friend will not give Leo a choice. She says, it's the cliff or the cave, boy, which I thought was just a really fun thing. Yeah. So now Leo.
What would you choose, cliff or cave?
Cliff or cave? I guess the cave, because it's one of those like, well, we don't know. It's in the, like, maybe I can defeat it. I can't defeat falling off the edge of the world. I know that for sure.
Do you believe, okay, maybe this is just because I'm a skeptic at heart, but do you believe that you would actually, I was reading this and he was like so certain that he's going to like fall off the edge and die. And I was like, I don't know that I would be that certain. I don't know that like,
okay,
because it's a dream. I think I would believe. Do you know what I mean?
Does he know it's a dream though? I mean,
even if you didn't know, I think I still would like suspect. I feel like I'm really suspicious even of gravity.
See, in me, my physics brain is like, I know the stats. Gravity's never lost. It's undefeated. It's batting 1,000.
My religion brain's like, what if I flew?
This is great. So Leo, as the narrator, says that he understands what she means. He's cornered. He could jump off the cliff, but that was suicide. Quote, even if there was land under those clouds, he would die in the fall, or maybe he would just keep falling forever. And that's where I'm at. But then the cave, he's like, okay, look, it's not great. It smells of rot and death. He hears bodies shuffling inside. He hears voices whispering. Not good. He identifies this as the home of the dead. He thinks if he goes down there, he's never going to come back. And then the woman answers him saying yes, and she has a bronze and emerald pendant around her neck, and narrator Leo says it's like a circular labyrinth. And I was like, oh, this is a very interesting pendant. I'm sure that someone more plugged into mythology could clock
Knows
this.
exactly, yeah.
But I was like, this has not shown up in either of the Hades games, so I don't know what's happening.
My limitations are present.
Leo says that her eyes are so angry that he finally understands why mad was a word for crazy. As a resident person who lives in London part of the year, how did this feel? Because they love to say mad instead of crazy.
They do love to say mad is crazy. And this was the first thing that sort of helps me explain why that was. Because it is like that when someone is so angry, they do look insane. And it is a verbally confusing thing if you're trying to be like, I'm going mad. I'm like, how? Angry or crazy? What version, what tea brand are we doing? Like, what version of this are we doing?
PG tips! Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, okay. I only said that
wrong.
because No. I said it in an angry thing because I once saw a video on Twitter. I think it was a TikTok that was like posted to Twitter, but you know me. I've never downloaded TikTok. Where British people were arguing with each other about what tea they drink. And one of the friends said they drink PG tips. And everyone in the car in unison turned to that person and went, PG tips!
That is the correct response to PG tips. Absolutely not. We are a Yorkshire. Everyone here, I'm telling you, is a Yorkshire tea, preferably Yorkshire Gold. I will accept Yorkshire Red. But that is what we collectively here in this room drink. Just letting you all know.
No joke, because I was recently in Wales hanging out with Chris Rankin, Percy from the Harry Potter movies, and his lovely fiance Ness, and they made me a proper cup of tea, and they made Yorkshire tea.
Yorkshire tea.
And then I said, Yorkshire tea, because that's how that Twitter video I saw starts. Someone says they like Yorkshire tea. Someone gets mad at them for Yorkshire tea. They go, what do you drink? She says Twinings. And she goes, Twinings?
Twinings is bad.
And then the third person in the car goes PG tips and everyone else unfriends them.
I heard a response in the crowd of like Twinings is like, oh, and like, listen, in America, fine. Bad
Twinings,
tea.
finings.
There's just bad tea here. There's no way around it. Unless you go to Trader Joe's. Fun fact.
Ooh. I do
Joe's
love their winter wake up tea is really good. It hits. It's some good stuff.
Not
no free
sponsored
ads,
by
but
this, but
no.
but it's fine. It works. It's okay.
If Trader Joe's sponsored me, they could do numbers because I would gladly discuss some of the
tell
Trader Joe's
everyone.
mainstays. I will give the key things that you should be getting at Trader Joe's.
You will read your grocery list every week.
I have a very specific, it's just like there are certain things that Trader Joe's is better than everyone else, and you got to go there. It's the Tea Tree Tingle Body Wash, Shampoo, and Conditioner. It's really good.
Have you
There's
done
other stuff,
ASMR
too.
before?
At the end of every episode. So, Leo finally understands why mad is a word for crazy, thinking that this woman has been driven nuts by hatred. And then she continues, quote, the house of Hades awaits. You will be the first puny rodent to die in my maze. And I was like, from the necklace. You have only one chance to escape, Leo Valdez. Take it. And then she gestures towards the cliff. Leo calls her bonkers. Great. Love this. And then as the narrator, he says, that was the wrong thing to say because she grabs his wrist. And then she says, perhaps I should kill you now before my dark friend arrives. And then the hill begins to shake. The giant is approaching. It's still wrapped in shadows and big, and it's all scary. And then the woman asks Leo if he has ever heard about dying in a dream. And I was like, don't say you die in real life. Don't say you die in real life. And she says that it is possible at the hands of a sorceress. And I was like, are you a sorceress?
Are you,
is there
madam?
another sorceress going? What's going on? His arm begins to smoke. And I was like, that's not what arms are supposed to do. He describes her touch as acid. He tries to break free, but her grip is like steel. And then he tries to scream, but then the giant looms over him. It's all smoky and stuff. And then the giant raises its fist up in the air. And then a voice cuts through the dream, and it's Jason. I was like, oh, Jason, thank you. Yes, oh my God.
But this is how I feel about Jason a lot of the time. I'm constantly like, oh, Thank God. Jason's here.
You like Jason?
I love Jason.
I like
so
him too.
much.
I feel like he's not everybody's favorite.
He's not everybody's favorite, but I imprint really early on.
Okay.
You can tell me somebody is the good boy early, and I'm like, obviously this is the good boy the whole time.
I think that's where I'm at too. I
Yeah.
liked him. It's just like, this is our good friend Jason from the first book. I support him.
I see. This is our friend Jason. Like,
Yeah.
this is what I need to know.
Yeah, I mean, look, I get it. This is
Also,
what I do with.
I love a sad, tragic ship of like one person remembers everything and the other person doesn't. I was like, ooh, I can really mess with this.
Yeah.
This tickles something in my brain of like
Love
the
it.
sad trope.
Yeah.
Love
yeah.
it.
I'm more the imprint of like, I do this with friends where it's just like, we're friends. I know we're going to be friends, ride or die.
Yeah.
And then like someone has wronged you. They're my biggest enemy now. I hate
Yes,
them as
yes,
well.
same.
Let's say mean things about them. Yeah.
I will never block. I make a point to like never block anyone on Twitter.
Oh, never.
But-
Because then they can't see how well you're doing.
Exactly. But
Just mute them.
100%. And then they won't know, and then they'll yell forever, and it's fine.
Yeah.
But my favorite thing to do is block people that have wronged my friends.
Oh, that's good.
Because I have had no interaction with these people. Like, they have no clue who I am. They don't know me from Adam, but I have them blocked. And so if they do at some point hear of me,
I love
they'll
this
go and they'll look
comic
at me
book.
and they'll be
Who's
like,
Meghan Fitzmartin? I'm blocked.
That's the joy that I get from things.
That's
the
good.
only block that I get. That's the kind of friend I am. Is
I
like,
have
you
to-
tell me who, and I'll be like, I'm blocking them right now.
Yeah, I might have to start doing that. That's really good.
It's so
That's
good. It
really
feels really good.
Learning things here at the TNO show. So Jason asks him why he is hugging Nike. And I like that he has climbed up the big statue to hug Nike.
Love that.
So
Leo's a cutie.
I
Leo's
love
a
this.
cutie
This
patootie.
chapter. I already
Yes,
was liking Leo,
yeah.
but this chapter I was like,
Yes.
I really like. He shot up the rankings. I
100%.
really enjoy him. So he says that he is indeed wrapped around Nike. He's in Athena's hand, and he figures, okay, clearly I climbed up here in my sleep. And it says, "quote He clung to the victory goddess like he used to cling to his pillow when he had nightmares as a kid. Man, that had to be so embarrassing in the foster homes." And I was like, Leo, no.
I know. I was like, what a funny aside you thought this was that wasn't for me personally. That I felt really a lot of emotions for
No
you.
humor in that. That was just all sad. So then the chapter ends with the following quote from the book. He disentangled himself and sat up, rubbing his face. "Nothing," he muttered. "We were just cuddling." What's going on? Jason didn't tease him. That's one thing Leo appreciated about his friend. Jason's ice blue eyes were level and serious. I liked that.
My boy.
Yeah, I was like, Leo calling them ice blue.
Yeah. I'm present.
Were level and serious. The little scar in his mouth, and I was like, the little scar. Is it the little scar or the little scar?
Leo appreciates. Leo understands. He's like, oh, I see how you're built.
I think I want to say in The Lost Hero there was something where Leo was like, Jason's a good looking dude. Like,
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
he's
yeah,
clocked this
100%,
before.
yeah.
The little scar in his mouth twitched like it always did when he had bad news to share. "We made it through the mountains," he said. "We're almost to Bologna. You should join us in the mess hall. Nico has new information." And I was like, probably not good information.
I do love Nico, but unfortunately, Nico is always the bearer of bad news. There is
Always.
always a Nico there who's like, hey guys, and you're like, oh, I'm happy to see you, but also,
Yeah, when
Aw.
he goes away for a long period of time and then comes back, and then Percy's like, "What have you been up to?" He's never
like,
like,
"Oh."
"I was just vacationing in
Yeah.
Croatia. It was great."
he's never like, you know what a good place is to visit? Bulgaria. Like, he's never just like having a fun time. He's like, I've
No.
come back to tell you some tidings, and you're like, oh, I am really happy to see you.
Nico needs a sabbatical. Go on a chill adventure
like-
where everything is fine.
Hang out in Iceland. I think you'll have a great time.
So that is the end of chapter 9, which I've retitled "Cuddling with Nike." What have you retitled chapter 9 as?
I've retitled chapter 9 as Drama Dreams.
I like it a lot. Well, that is the end of this chapter. That's the end of this portion of the episode for now if you're listening to the podcast after the fact. So let's all say goodbye to the podcast people before we return for Q&A. Hey, it's Mike from the future here. We're just taking one more little break here before we get into the very fun Q&A that is run by Emily and Phoebe from Monster Donut. So fun additional voices on the podcast there. But since this is a longer episode, we're taking another little break and you'll hear some locally inserted ads. And once those ads are complete, we'll get into this very fun Q&A, which is one of the best questions we've ever received at any show. But for you all here, we can do Q&A now. So let's bring up our special guests, Emily and Phoebe from Monster Donut, to do Q&A.
let's arrange the stage-ish so we're in good position, so you have room. You'll be sharing Megan's microphone and reading off all the Q&A questions. Lots of up in the green room, so I am intrigued. I think this will be super duper fun. So let's get at it. We have like quite a bit of time, so this will be fun.
Great. First off, not enough Luke questions, guys.
Do better. Send in more.
There's still time.
Okay, first off, sorry, first of all, if I mispronounce any names. I am famously very bad at pronouncing names. From Mehek. If you had to pick any one PJO/HOO character to journey with you to escape Tartarus, who would it be and why?
Ooh, who am I going to pick to escape Tartarus? I think I'm going to pick Annabeth because I do find similarities with me and Percy if like I will be in a bad situation trying to like hype us up, get us out of it, be that like can do, let's do it. And also I'm the type of person who I just want to like spring to action and do stuff. So having a more planning person to balance really helps. I've talked in the podcast before about the leadership style color thing. If anyone like remembers that one, like I'm the most orange you can be. So if I have a green who's more of the like planning type, our powers combined work out quite well.
Yeah, very good, very good. Probably Jason.
Yeah.
You just need, listen, supposing that he's my age, you just need someone to look at while you're going through that.
Very good. Very good. Who would you two pick to go along with?
Percy, based on this book.
Nice. Okay. Good.
Phoebe's always right, so. Okay, so this question's from McKenna. Who says, I teach literature and was wondering what high school required reading book, for example, Great Gatsby, Moby Dick, you think each of the 7 would be obsessed with?
Oh, this is good. This is really good. Okay. Oh, man.
We're going to take up most of this time just thinking about this question.
Man,
this is important.
That's good. The required reading books. Okay.
I really feel like Frank would be a Gatsby boy, and I don't know that I want that for him, but it feels right.
I like that. I like that a lot. I feel like Leo would vibe with Frankenstein. I think he would get behind it.
Yeah.
Because I think he would get drawn in to be like, oh yeah, the cool monster, and then he'd be like, that's not what this book is about.
Do you
Who's
think
the monster? Yeah.
Do you think that Leo would learn the right lesson from Frankenstein? I feel like that's my concern.
I don't know if
Leo.
he will. This is why I hope he has a good English teacher, so that like he's there, and then the teacher's like, "This is actually what the book is about." So I think that would be. I think that would be a good one for him. Jason, what's the most American book? The most.
He reads Kurt Vonnegut for whatever reason.
I can see it. Okay, not in the 7, but Nico would like Catch Her in the Rye just because it's someone being mopey and grumpy for a whole book. Yeah.
Just gonna say that I think my biggest red flag is that I love Catch Her in the Rye, and that I'm not proud.
I hated it. I absolutely hated it.
You are correct, but listen, I'll call anybody a phony any day.
Phony is good. That is the
Phony's
shame.
so
Calling someone a
good.
phony hits real hard.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Who else? Percy? Man, Percy. Of Mice and Men.
Okay. Oh. that book's hard for me. I mean, you're probably right. I think that's too sad for Percy. I think Percy's read it once and then just like completely devolved. And then just was like had to take a week off.
This might be too much of like me just saying.
His brother's a Lenny, so I feel like that is in particular what. Yeah. See. Okay. So.
Yeah.
As someone who has a brother that's a Lenny, I was like, I don't know if I can wish this on Percy.
Yeah. This could just be because this was my experience with it, but I feel like Percy could get down with Hamlet because I feel like Shakespeare is hard, but once you learn that Hamlet is just the Lion King, then you're like, oh. It's all it is. That
absolutely was Percy's way into it.
I mean, that genuinely helped me so much. I remember reading that, and I was like, "Oh, this is so hard. Like, should I get the No Fear Shakespeare book?" And then one of my friends was like, "It's just Lion King," and I was like, "Oh, it all makes sense now. It's so good." So like, I could see him getting it. And like, there's sword fights. Like, come on, yeah, there's good stuff in there.
I like that Annabeth would have a lot of conversation about Ophelia. Though.
Yeah,
she'd be like, "Okay, but like, do you see why this was wrong? Do you see?"
Take notes. Yeah,
exactly.
Let's see who else. Piper. What would Piper be down with? Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, thank you. I was the whole
that.
bit when I got this email. I was like, who am I giving? Who am I giving Pride and Prejudice to? Yeah.
Okay. I think she would say Pride and Prejudice, but I think secretly it would be Persuasion. I think like she'd love the tortured aspect of it, but like because she'd read Pride and Prejudice and she'd be like, this slaps. What else is there? And then she'd be like, ooh, torture, emotions and pain. All right, I'm in.
Okay, Hazel. Now, should we pick a book that was written before Hazel was a kid? Does it have to be really old? What would Hazel be down with? Tough. Something.
I want to say my favorite school read that I actually read because I was a bad kid and didn't read all of my assigned reading. I don't want to say To Kill a Mockingbird for like obvious reasons.
Sure.
But also, that book really slaps.
It is a good book. The way in which she jumped on Jason for saying something a little bit of like, not all white people. Like, the way that she like got him on that, I could see her being down with To Kill a Mockingbird. The book also does just slap.
The book
it's a very
slaps
good
really
book.
hard, so it's hard to be like, not this, but this.
It's good. Let's see. Is that everybody? Was that the 7? We didn't pick an Annabeth book.
We didn't pick an Annabeth book.
Annabeth.
Ooh.
I have not read it, so I can't speak to it.
I've not read it either. I've not read it, and even worse, my 2 youngest brothers have read it and are very proud of reading it over me. And I'm like, but I think you're right from what I've heard of this.
Have either of you two read Count of Monte Cristo?
It's about revenge.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's like readable and like really fast. Like those sometimes old books are difficult to read, and I'm incorrect. But Count of Monte Cristo is on my reading list because it is an easy read from all accounts.
We did it. What a good question.
What a good question.
Who asked that
was
question?
very fun.
That was
McKenna, I believe.
McKenna, where are you in the crowd? Rocked it. Great stuff.
All right. From Isabella and Kira, with all of the monsters in the Percy Jackson universe, which one do you think you can defeat?
Who could I defeat? Those cereal guys weren't that tough. I feel like I could take the grain. I'm trying to. Are there others? Who could I defeat?
The Furies.
Oh, I don't know. They're scary.
They are scary.
Wings? That's tough. Talons? Who could I defeat? Oh, especially given the way Percy did it, I think I could take down Krusty, because if all you got to do is kind of like, smart trash talk them into defeat and then slice the head, like, I think I can do that.
Yeah.
I don't think I would do well. Anyone that I have to actually like fight, I'm not going to do well. Unless I've never been in like a fight before. I don't know if you could tell by looking at me.
By the everything.
By the everything. By the pinstripe pants. I've never been in like a real fight. I never did like wrestling or boxing or any of that. I was good. I took a fencing class in college and I was good at that. So like maybe a sword fight, but I'm probably not suited for someone I actually need to properly fight. So someone that I can like talk my way around, like
I like the
Percy
talking
did to
or
Krusty.
or the clever ones. Like the Medusa is always one of my favorite ones, and I
Right.
feel like
I'd be so bad at that because I'd be so tempted to look. Like the second you're like not supposed to do something. Like every time I watch Hadestown or anything of that, I'm just like, I feel
I get it,
I
man.
get it. I totally get it. Because I'm just like, I don't know. I put the bags in the trunk of the rental car from the airport, and then like 2 seconds in, I'm like, did I put everything in the trunk? I should probably check. Pulls over, opens the trunk. Yeah, it's all there. Like I couldn't. So I think I'd be bad with Medusa. Who would you defeat or be able to defeat?
I do think it would be something along the lines of like because I love a puzzle. Like I love a labyrinth and I love a Medusa kind of villain. Like I think that kind of stuff that would force me to once again not fight.
Sure.
Because I too am not a fighter by the everything about me. But I think I would very much like if I knew I was walking into a puzzle, or if I knew that I was walking into this is a riddle. I could solve a riddle.
Yeah, take on a Sphinx.
I could take on a Sphinx.
Yeah.
I could take on a Medusa. I could take
I like
on
it.
okay, cool.
I like it.
Yeah.
Who would you two fight and defeat? I will be doing this for almost every question, so start.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, I know. I had a head start. Ooh. I feel like Sphinx would be up there, but I feel like it'd be like in Battle of the Labyrinth when Annabelle like, these questions are so easy.
Yeah.
Come on, I know these riddles.
This is just trivia.
I was a riddle kid. I was looking up riddles.
Oh yeah, I'm a bit. Yeah, any riddle. I'm certainly a riddle kid. My dad. It was just like a fun hobby. It was just like we're waiting for the pizza at Di Lorenzo's in Hamilton, New Jersey, or we're gonna get, or in Trenton, New Jersey, because it was before we moved. Let's do some riddles. Yeah. So yeah, if anyone has watched the D&D stream that I do with some of the other podcasters and our friend Beth, riddles have come up multiple times, and I'm just like, okay, yeah, sure. Ask your twin what he would say. Yeah, done. Okay, yeah, sure. It was a block of ice and it melted. Yeah.
My answer is please don't put me in a fight.
And all the nerds have chosen not to fight.
We're like the Grey Sisters. Anyway. Okay. So this question comes from Claire, who asks, okay, with all of the pressure the seven are under now, what dramatic hairstyle change are they making? Bangs, big chop, bright color, etc.
Okay.
Yes to all.
Okay. I know that like freaking out and getting bangs is a thing, but I'm not
Yes.
exactly sure like what leads to it. I feel like it's usually a breakup.
Yes.
Okay. Is Piper getting bangs?
Yes.
Okay, cool. That was my
Piper has had
instinct.
7 different hairstyles. Don't even fuck. Absolutely.
Oh man, let's see.
I want-
He fixes his hair with the hair question. He has to.
Somebody is shaving their head.
Oh.
And
ooh.
someone is.
Jason.
How dare you?
Doesn't
How
he
dare
already
you
have?
do this to
He's
me?
already got a buzz cut. So is that
that's
drastic?
true. It
I mean,
wouldn't
I
be that
guess
hard.
just to go like full.
One person, okay, because this happened a lot. Most folks I knew during the pandemic, most men I knew during the pandemic, either would shave their head or grew their
Yeah,
hair
Leo
long.
is growing it out. I think Leo's growing it out.
Leo's growing it out. Mm-hmm. And Jason's shaving
Jason,
his head?
I guess. What's Percy doing?
Really bad mustache.
Really bad mustache is good. Really bad mustache is good.
But also, like, not a full mustache. Do you know what I mean? I don't believe that Percy, like,
Can do it. No. I could also see Percy do the intentional slash in the eyebrow thing, which is like, it works for some people. You had an eyebrow slip, my friend Allie, like totally rocked it for you. There was one time I used to do like a hard part in my hair between the buzz part and this, which is just like, if you have a haircut like mine, don't do it because it just makes it grow in worse. But I liked like the line and stuff. And I remember I was getting my haircut once and then the guy was like, oh, the way like your head curves, like if you kept the line going, you could like do a line through your eyebrow and it would look cool. And I was like, yes, but I'm also not a European soccer player. I make podcasts full time. I don't think I could have the juice.
I don't deserve this.
Because it's like, I can't do it. Like, what do you do for work that you have an intentional slash in your eyebrow? It's like, I talk about books. Like, couldn't do it. But I was like, that would be cool if I was a professional athlete.
I think the other option, like to your point, is shifting of the part, either like going from a side part to a middle part. Mm-hmm. Who now has a middle part?
Frank.
Yeah,
he watched what? Does the guy in The Summer I Turned Pretty have a middle part? Yeah, okay. So he watched that and then he was like, I should do that.
Obviously, this is how I'm doing my hair now.
Okay.
Annabeth is above this.
She's yeah, she's too
Annabeth
good
is
for
like,
it.
this is, I simply won't do this.
And then Hazel, because she's got just like curly hair, right? I could see her maybe like getting like intense, like very intricate braids or something to like rein in the curls.
I also feel like with the amount of stress that they're under, I would want that for her anyway.
Yeah.
It's like, girl.
Get it. Get it together. Yeah. Is that everyone? I think that's everybody. Feels like everybody. Cool. Sweet. Hairstyles. Woo.
All right, from Bianca. Meghan brought up her comic book cover variations, and Mike, you've brought up the idea of Heroes of Olympus being an animated show before. What style of animation would you guys want to see a Heroes of Olympus TV show? Parentheses, Arcane, Pixar, Avatar: The Last Airbender, Classic Disney, etc.
I think I'm going to go with Sony Pictures Animation, the like kind of comic booky, like Spider-Verse, K-pop Demon Hunters, like that kind of vibe. Because I think it just works really well, especially when you have more like magical things. Because even like the Puss in Boots recent movie was like that. And there's some like, I just think it works really well for like big giant beasts and stuff. And you can like really accentuate some of the fun descriptions that we get of these giants, of these titans, of all of that. I think that would be really fun for like
I think if they end up doing an adaptation of it, they should not do live action because I feel like the CGI is going to be like, absolutely nuts. Like it's way more
a little
magical.
too uncanny valley.
Yeah.
I have two thoughts. One, I would love an anime. I would kill for an anime. I think that would be so.
Who would you kill?
It's a good question.
Just pick a billionaire.
Exactly. Kill a billionaire, take their money, turn it into an anime.
Hey!
Business plan.
Brought to you by Prime Video, but not in that way.
I had another thought as well. So I've really gotten into the Helliverse recently, the Has Been Hotel and the Hell of a Boss, and I think that like that would be really interesting because it's a very unique style. But also, this is not out yet, but I have seen some of it. The Stranger Things animation show, guys, is going to be really good, and that animation style I love, and I know that is cheating. But keep an eye out, and I think that animation style would be so cool for this.
Very fun. Cool. Do you two have selections for animation style?
He told you? You look surprised.
No, I think like Avatar style. That would be, I mean, The Last Airbender. To be clear.
James Cameron.
Let's get James Cameron in here, actually.
So on the drive over, I was driving with my buddy Wendy, who's doing the merch table, and Wendy was like, "Oh, Fire Avatar is coming out at the billboard," and I was like, "Already? Like it took him like 10 years to do Water Avatar, and a Fire Avatar is like a year later? That's wild." And my theory is it seems like contractually he had to make Fire Avatar by 2025, otherwise he was going to get in trouble. But yeah, I was very, very surprised to see how quickly that was turning around.
Hasn't it been 7 years?
No, the water one came out so recently. When did the water one come out? 2 years ago. Okay. Yeah, so like not that long. Now here's a question. Since I'm not going to see Avatar water version, the first Avatar was the first Avatar was Pocahontas. Yeah. Was the second one Pocahontas too? Like, did they do? Because then I'll see it. I've seen Pocahontas 2. I forget the subtitle. I was going to say thank you. I was going to say something about a new world or a new land.
I have seen that movie so many times. I have seen that movie. Yes. I have seen that movie more than Pocahontas 1 because I was not allowed to see Pocahontas 1.
What?
Well, that was part of it. The other part was that my mom did not like the spirits of the Native Americans, and so that was an issue. I once again, guys, I came through. Not enough people give me credit for where I am today. Thank you. Thanks. But yeah, no, I've seen the second one so many times, and they do not cover the fact that she does die in England, and I have been to where she is buried. But the music slaps.
Nice.
And not enough people talk about the music of Pocahontas.
I remember watching it and liking it, and that's all it is. Okay.
Yeah, agreed. A core memory of mine also is looking up the real history of the person Pocahontas and being like, oh,
completely different.
She died.
Sure does. She named her Rebecca. Fun fact.
What?
Yeah.
Wow. Rebecca.
And then she dies. Okay, this question comes from Risa, who asks, what is your favorite cliche romance trope?
Favorite cliche romance trope? Ooh. The floor is yours.
Ready.
The floor is yours.
No, go ahead. I want to know.
I don't really have like a trope of it. I mean, I don't read like a bunch of fan fiction and stuff, so it's hard to like pick one of the
You were
the
wrong
hashtags.
for this. I will send you some options.
So I have so many other books that I have to read
true.
that I
That's
can't
true.
add to the TBR. I don't know. I think you answer and I'll think about it.
Man, are we ready? I love enemies to lovers, king trope. Only one bed, king trope. I will read anything, only one bed. Doesn't matter how, don't know how they got there, I'll read it.
I think I have a new answer. That's great. Only one bed. That's really good. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. I will not say my problematic trope on here, but only one bed is I think my king trope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will pick that just from like trip stuff. I also do love idiot dude realizes that he shouldn't be with the person that's a bad fit for him, and then finally realizes the good fit.
Yeah.
But like as long as like they work, like that one can go so poorly when it's like forced and there's no chemistry there. How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I didn't watch the last season of How I Met Your Mother. Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
I heard about it and I was like, oh, I've made a great decision. So it can go really wrong, but when it goes right, I think it's done quite well.
Yeah. No, I totally agree.
Okay, cool.
All right, from Gab. As a New Yorker, what's one thing you have to begrudgingly admit LA or California in general does better than New York?
Yeah. Yeah.
Correct.
No. Just because you have won the World
Many.
Series more recently doesn't mean you have done it more often than my beloved New York Yankees. The Lakers, you have more than the Celtics now, right? That's
Also from the Bay Area.
okay. Look. I guess, yeah, if you're going with the objective answer, the California basketball teams are better than the New York basketball teams. But this season, my Knicks are looking really good. I will say, like, it being 75 degrees on December 1st, pretty tough to beat. I think that's pretty solid. If there is other things I have to pick, though, man, I mean, the weather is top notch. You know what? I will say we went to Santa Monica Pier earlier, me, Kelly, and the baby, and parking there was $2 for 2 hours. It was $1 an hour, 2 hour max, $2. That was really cool to not get price gouged at the tourist trap. I thought that was cool. Okay, but yeah, I was so shocked. It cost Kelly more money to rent a Smarty Carty at the LAX airport than it did to park at the pier for 2 hours, and that was wild. So maybe that. I mean, weather for sure. Yeah. And then I guess basketball teams.
Okay, next question's from Catherine, who apparently deserves a sticker for shortest distance travel to a
Oh,
live
yeah.
show.
Do you live, not to dox you, but did you walk to the show?
Yes, according to the email.
Oh, nice. Great. Cool. Good job. Well done.
Okay, so Catherine's question is, which Percy Jackson character embodies each song from K-pop Demon Hunters? And then we get a refresher on the songs. So,
Okay. Refresher on the songs. Great.
So, how it's Dun Dun Dun. I'm so sorry, I have not seen K-pop Demon Hunters. So,
You have homework
I know,
tonight.
I know.
It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. My big brag is that Kelly and I watched it the week it came out. It was appointment viewing. I saw one Instagram ad about it and I was like, Kelly, we're watching this. And then we did, because we're huge. Kelly's a big BTS fan. I love BTS. I love New Jeans. I'm very upset about their whole legal thing where they're not making music anymore. But yeah. Oh, okay. So
How it's Dun Dun Dun.
yeah.
Golden.
Yeah.
Soda Pop.
Yeah.
Takedown.
Okay.
Free.
I want to pull up a list of this
I can-
so that
I
I
can-
can just look at it.
We can, Your Idol and This Is What It Sounds Like.
Can we also do the songs from Twice that made it onto the soundtrack? Okay, great.
Yeah.
Because sneakily, when people say what's the best song on the K-pop Demon Hunter soundtrack, the answer is Strategy by Twice. It is so good and super duper underrated. Okay, so it's for the 7 or just Percy Jackson characters. Great, that's good. I want to say Golden is Hazel. Just because you've got the golden, the precious metals, that's there. And it's also just a very powerful song. I think she's very powerful. And it's kind of, it's about going through tough stuff. Hazel's definitely gone through tough stuff many, many a times. How it's done.
I love the idea of soda pop for Grover.
Yes, that is the correct answer. That is the absolute correct answer. How it's done feels, I want to say Annabeth, because I just like that the opening is just you've done goofed. Just laughs maniacally at villain for thinking they could defeat them. I think that's pretty good.
The best lines in all of music history, I think, is "Fit check for my napalm era."
It's a really good
It's
lyric.
so good,
It's
and
a really
it
good
does
lyric.
feel good for Annabelle.
Yeah, I also could see it being good for Percy because it is very trash
Yes,
talky, so I could
100%.
see it being a Percy one for sure.
I could fully see
It's
him being "Fit check for my napalm era." And you're like, "Yeah, Percy."
Yeah, Percy. Takedown. Okay, here's gonna be my answer. I'm gonna say Octavian for Takedown. Because
monster.
Takedown, and if you've watched the film,
Yes.
Takedown is supposed to be not that good of a song. It's
Incorrect though, because I
but
love that song.
I don't like it. The best part of Takedown is the beginning where they go take down, take down, take down, down. That's the best part, and then from there goes down. I personally don't like Takedown, and I personally don't like Octavian.
Sure.
So
sure.
I'll pick those two.
Sure.
I know that's kind of a hot take, but the whole thing of Takedown is they try to make it work and it doesn't work,
and then they move on
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
do Golden instead, which is just objectively a better song.
Yes. No, I agree with all that. I love a petty song.
Yeah.
I love a petty song, especially because they're like, this isn't a very good song. And I was like, okay, but it's still really good for a song.
Free. Which one is Free?
I don't remember Free
Is that
either.
the duet between? Yeah.
Oh.
That's what I
Yeah,
thought.
yeah.
I guess their like relationship, it's like should be but can't be. So maybe that's like a Jason Piper.
I was just thinking Jason Piper.
selection. Yeah.
In fairness, I'm always thinking about
Ooh.
Jason and Piper.
And
Go
then
on.
Your Idol, Your Idol. That's good because that's from the Villains, and that's. But it's like the group of the
It
villains.
feels kind of like the gods. Like all the daddy gods, daddy mommy gods.
Ew, I do like that. Yeah, that's fun.
There's like a double meaning there as well.
I like that a lot. Oh, Idol. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this is what it sounds like. I mean, that's like it's like we're coming all together. Like we've done it. Like so. Yeah, I was getting Leo.
Yeah, it
kinda
was
like,
good. Yeah.
That song's not like quirky enough for Leo though. So maybe Frank. Like we're bringing it all together. We're doing it. Like we're.
I mean, it
like,
feels like the Seven. Like
Just-
that,
oh,
that
it's just-
song,
it's all of
this
them,
is
like,
what
we
it
are-
sounds
yeah,
like. 'Cause
yeah.
that's what so much of that song is like very much
Yeah.
like we're in this together. We're true to each other.
Yeah, I've just had a realization. How it's done is Percy. Strategy, obviously, is Annabeth.
There we go.
Because
Yeah.
it's strategy, but also it's the best song. She's the best. Bing, bang, boom. We've done it. Yeah. God,
Dun, dun, dun.
it's a really good song.
dun,
Really.
dun, dun.
That is how it's done. We have time for like one or two more.
Okay, I have to find one. Okay, this one's good.
Okay, I have to find the Luke one.
From Griffin. Which character from the Hades, the video game, would you like to appear in the remaining series? And in reverse, what character from the books would you like to see in, hopefully, future Hades video games?
Ooh, okay. Okay. Someone from Hades that we need to see.
This is all him.
Well,
I've not played this. This is all you.
you have homework tonight. It's so good. It's so good. They're both so great.
my console's in London.
You don't need a console. Is it still on Netflix gaming, like on your phone? Hades 1 for a while was on Netflix
Whoa.
gaming. It was,
Yeah,
at least for
yeah.
a little bit. I played like for 5 seconds and I was like, I like my keyboard better. So I would love to see Hypnos show up in the Percy Jackson series because Hypnos in Hades is very fun, like very silly, goofy. I just think like Sleep God is funny. And then I need my friend Clovis to be more important. I love Clovis. I need more Clovis. So I'd love that. For the reverse, oh man, that's tough because they have so many people are showing up. I would love. So here's the thing, especially for thinking of future games, I would love for Gia to show up because if anyone, this is like not really spoilery, but like the bad guy in Hades 1 is Hades, and then the bad guy, or at least like the big boss in Hades 1 is Hades. The big boss in Hades 2 is Kronos, and then for the third one, it'd be fun. It was like let's just keep working through like Percy Jackson people. Let's have Gia be in Hades 3, Hades 3s. So yeah, I would love to see Gia show up. It would be interesting to see how they do it. Just like Earth boss would be very different from like any of the other people you fight. So I think that'd be cool. Yeah. Okay, one final question because we do have to get out of here.
Last question, also from Gab, is what do you think the Athena Parthenos does?
That's good because I didn't think about this at all. What do I think the statue does? Man, it radiates magic. It's big. Wasn't there was something about like saving it and then if you like completed the quest, this might sound really silly. Weren't you like granted a wish or something of like, wasn't there something, right? Like we defeat the like, or was it just Annabeth saying like, if we do it, we'll get the statue and the statue will do it, but I haven't explained why. Maybe that's where it's at. I don't know if like a non-spoilery way. But yeah, what does it actually do that it's going to like unify them and bring it together? Maybe since it's goddess of wisdom, and I'm just going to look down so I don't see anyone's facial expression, know if I'm like laughably right or laughably wrong. Maybe the whole thing is like planning, like if you are unable to like unlock the power, the Athena Parthenos, because it's all like strategy and stuff, will know like you need to do exactly this. This is how you win. Like this is how you defeat Gia. Like take these steps. So maybe it just like knows the perfect plan. And then if you are able to like unlock the power of it, you know exactly what you must do and then follow these steps in the 5th book and then you win. So that'll be my guess.
Yeah, good guess.
Yep. Trapdoors are all intact, and that's good. It's the end of the show. Thank you all so much for coming out to the show. Really appreciate it. Give it up to Meghan for being an incredible guest. Give it up to Emily and Phoebe for running Q&A. Give it up to Wendy for running merch. And then give it up to the whole team at The Crow, from Nicole running things, Jillian on sound. Everyone was absolutely incredible. This is fantastic. We do have to get out of here, but this has been an absolute delight. So thank you all so much for coming. I really appreciate it. And also, shout out to Kelly for watching the baby so that this could all be possible. That was super huge. Really, really good stuff. So this was such a fun show. I had an absolute blast. Really appreciate you all coming through. And until next time, when I hopefully come back to The Crow again, because this place is perfect. Why would you do shrine or else? Until then, I'll see you later. Thanks so much for coming out, everybody. Hey, thanks for listening to this episode of The News Olympian. This podcast is created, hosted, and produced by me, Mike Schubert. I also run the social media and the website. Our editor is Sherry Guo. The music is by Bettina Campamanes and Brandon Krugel, and the art is by Jessica E. Boyd. If you can't get enough of the show, you can go to thenewsolympian.com/Patreon for bonus episodes, bonus content, ad-free episodes, a whole bunch of fun stuff. If you want to interact with the community around the show, you can check out the Discord, which is available to all patrons, or we're on social media. We're at News Olympian on Instagram, Blue Sky, and Twitter. And we've got a subreddit, reddit.com/r/thenewestolympian. You can also show your love for TNO by getting TNO merch at thenewsolympian.com/merch. Of course, want to give a huge shout out to our producer level patrons, Kelsey Gillespie, Vicky Garcia, Frida Vikstrom, Megan Moon, Polly Burge, Nikki Harris, Tatiana Schmidt, Sandra Rose, Josh Sayer, Sam Ruby, Mrs. O'Leary, Milo Kim, Sandkopf, Rayla Matthews, Sky Mallory, Mick Walters, Grace, Ginger Spursboy, Bradimus Prime, Skylar Sisters, Scott Sheldon, Ann M. Thayer Cohen, Bella, Percy Jackson, Kit Kat Crumbs, Jim Jam Koopy, Andrea, not Andrea, Jordan Ray, Nico's Black, Vespa, Zayden Wintergate, Terry Rothfuzz, Certified Ghost King's emotional support friend, Lee Hartley, and Persasabeth. If you want to support the show in a non-monetary way, word of mouth is essential for podcast growth. You can tell a friend directly, say, hey, there's this Percy Jackson podcast I think you would like, check it out. You could leave a rating and review on whatever podcasting app you're using, or you could just talk about the show on social media. All these things really do help. I really appreciate anyone who has done so in the past, and I appreciate anyone who will do so in the future. But I'm just so thankful that you tuned into this episode, and I hope you tune into our next episode, where we'll be joined by Polly Burge in Sydney, Australia, to break down chapters 10 and 11 of The House of Hades. But until then, I'll see you later. Hey everyone, how's it going? It's me, ASMR Mike. So I have a problem with my right foot, and it is a nerve bone issue, and I have to wear orthotics. This is how you know I'm old. So what I have here in my closet here is insoles that I had to take out of my shoes because I put orthotics into them. So I'm going to do an ASMR Mike segment. They have like sticky adhesive on the bottom because they, have to stick into shoes when you buy shoes. So here's me unsticking them. And then here's me like sticking them back together and then doing it again. Oh yeah. And then here's me kind of like wobbling them around. And then here's me like rubbing them on the microphone. Sure. Here's me clapping them together gently. Thank you so much for listening.